that shit on me. 'Cause I still can't sleep without medication, and I let my thoughts run wild while I still think I got one, and I care too much about my reputation, and I'm tired of sleeping on this floor.
We did it.
That's Tim Mingle from Churches and Trains.
That rocks.
Yeah. I just did a book release. He has poetry as well. He works at the Press Coffee in Pottsville, so shout out to those guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I go there all the time.
Yeah, Tim is one of the baristas there. So you probably met him and didn't realize he wasn't a musician.
I probably did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his music. So he's going to be the intro music for a little while of interviews. And then I'm kind of switching up music for things. So if you want to throw handguns in there, let me know.
What do you mean? Like are you putting shows on there? What are you saying?
I put your music as the intro music for one of our shows.
Oh, and then you're going to change it all the time.
Yeah, so I rotate it so I can get more local artists.
I was confused. I thought I thought we were going to have shows
at Pressed.
Yeah,
that's tough. That's a small area.
I know,
and it's like really, it's pretty in there, and sometimes the music I like's not pretty.
No moshing. No moshing. You don't mosh all the time.
Yeah,
we can listen to like Aaron West and the Roaring Twenties, and we can like slow dance.
Yeah, and the cool thing is like you're
some chill tunes like Walkaways.
Yeah, you've been on some interesting bills. Some interesting bills. You've been playing with some heavy people.
Oh, that was a super heavy show that I just played over there at Strikers, and it went over great.
Yeah,
I was kind of worried about it. I kind of wasn't though, because when I play acoustic and like when I sing, my voice is pretty raw. So I felt like if anybody would understand it, it would be metalheads. I just had to I had to do the thing. I had to put on a show, and it went over great. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I thought it would go over good, but it went over like great. And I was like, that rocks.
It was a fun time. I actually, no offense to the other bands, but I left shortly after your set. It was a long night. That was a weird intro. But here we are, Interviews with Everyday People, sitting here with Jacob from Handguns. I'll let him do his thing in a minute. But if you guys like what you're hearing, please hit that like, subscribe button.
Many bands that I'm in.
Yeah, we'll get into all that.
A slew
of bands. So you can check out all our links.
A literal menagerie.
Let me turn you a little bit here. We're losing you. We're losing them, Doc. But yeah, so you can hit the like, subscribe. You can find us on any audio platform.
Trying to get my good side.
Yeah. You can turn here. We can turn you a little bit. So if you
just want to get my... Yeah, there we go.
You can pander to the camera a little.
Looking fat. I'm just kidding.
Listen, I'm fat all the time.
PHAT.
No, I'm FAT.
No.
That's me.
Pretty Hot and Tempting, baby.
Pretty Hot and Tempting?
That's what PHAT stood for. Don't you remember that from the 90s?
Oh, yeah.
That was the joke.
IWEP Network on YouTube. All audio and podcast platforms. You can find us there. And we do have merch pages. So if you want to buy some cool merch, we have that.
Brought to you by PHATINK.
Yeah, we're going to put that on a shirt. The fat shirts.
Fat ink.
So give us an intro. Tell us all the things you're into real quick, and then we'll take a deeper dive.
Well, I'm in a bunch of bands. So first off, I'm in Handguns. You already said that. Mm-hmm. I'm in a band called Common Thief. I'm in a band called Francis. I'm in a band called Kid Quit. I'm in a band called Alone Pack. I'm also in a band called Walkaways. I'm in a band called Fluffer. And these are all actual groups of musicians that have actual songs. So I'm not just talking shit here.
Fluffer, I like that one.
Two of them spelled PHL, PHR. I mean, we like cats, so we just thought it'd be cool to be spelled that way. What else? I know I'm leaving something out. How can I forget? My own solo project, which is just, I go under my name, which is Jacob Daniel Langley, but my Bandcamp is jakelangley.bandcamp.com for that. But all the other ones are either on Spotify or Bandcamp. Some of it is only on Bandcamp. Some of it's only on Spotify. Kid Quit right now only exists on YouTube because it's a movie as well as a band. So we don't release records. We release a chapter. And each chapter comes with a song, a music video, and a 10 to 15 minute long installation in the movie. So acted out. So and you can find season 1, chapter 1 on YouTube with the movie, The song is in the video, so that's how you can hear the song. It's not streaming anywhere else but YouTube, though.
Oh,
You
wow.
can't find the song anywhere else but YouTube. The song itself is on YouTube with just our logo playing in another video because we wanted to know how many people actually clicked it and listened to it.
Yeah.
And then there's a second music video because we do it in an order. It goes music video and song, then storyline chapter. And it sounds insane, but we wanted a year. I'm going to look completely different between that first thing and now. Mm-hmm. It's going to look nuts.
Because you're doing a dramatic change with your weight and getting healthy.
And that first, and the singer, it's the same thing. And the characters we play in the story are not band members. You have
Yeah.
to watch it. I don't want to spoil anything, but
No, I'll
if you watch it,
definitely
you'll
check
see
it
it. We're criminals. But there's a deeper meaning to the whole thing. And we'll tell the whole backstory in 10 years. We're playing a very long game with it.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Kind of like Coheed and Cambria.
we literally put
Every
it up
album's a story.
years ago, but we're going one song at a time because we're like, why give them a whole record?
Mm-hmm.
Why? You don't have to.
We're in charge.
Yeah,
you
I'm
get
in
what we
charge.
want.
You get what we want. Exactly.
So this sit down has been talked about without your knowledge for a long time. A lot of people are like, they come on the show and how we do an interview, but then we take like weird side tangents here and there. And a lot of people are like, man, you have to sit down with Jacob. You guys would be good chemistry. So I'm excited, and
I can bullshit with the best of them.
and this is something that's people have been talking about for a while. Billy, a guy like other, because I've had a lot of bands on here, so on the band, a lot of them were like, "Man, you and Jacob would be fun. You should have Jacob." So it's finally happening. So the people that were
stoked. I'm
looking
excited.
for it, here it is. Let's double check something quick. Well, I have this weird thing where it doesn't record all the time, so just making
Gotcha.
sure it's
Just
going.
making sure it's going.
Yeah.
So does it record into there?
Yeah, so it's
That's excellent.
audio only's here, and then the audio is being patched through the camera, and then the
Excellent.
camera will have it. So I don't have to
Rocks.
don't have to do it twice. I do a lot of podcasts, so
Yeah, that rocks.
I have to find ways
You
to
had to
make
get
my
the good-
editing as low as
Yeah,
possible.
you had to get the good shit.
Yeah, yeah, a
We
lot
can
of
curse, right? You
100%.
can
Yeah, you
curse
can
on
curse.
YouTube,
Yeah, I pulled a Kevin Smith. I sold like all of my, because I'm a huge nerd and I have like collectibles and stuff, and I sold everything to get this equipment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I figure if this is what I'm passionate about,
Yeah,
I sell
no.
all my shit.
I
hopefully it'll come back.
I figured all the money went into the stickers on this table. There's a lot.
These
of
are
them.
all
I'm just
Wish
playing.
stickers. So like
Wish.com.
Yeah, so if you put like $60 into Wish for stickers, you will get so many stickers. I have more stickers in a bundle, like a bin, that I don't
Rocks.
know what to do with.
I'll
so
take some.
after the show's over, if you guys want to go through and grab
Yes.
some stickers, that you're
I love them.
It's crazy. $60 goes a long way of stickers on Wish.
You see my guitar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love.
I have an interview with Everyday People sticker for you for the guitar.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll give you that. And then I
this
have
rocks.
pins that are on their way in too. That's the first set of pins. The wrestling show. Yeah, you can grab them.
Wrestling show.
Oh, yeah.
My bad. Sorry, no.
Yeah, that's my wrestling show. You can grab a pin. I usually just go to wrestling shows and hand them out to people.
do you know who RJ Rude is?
RJ Rude.
Okay, he's a indie wrestler from Connecticut. He's one of my buddies. I actually met him on TikTok. He's kind of famous on TikTok.
Really?
He gets like, I don't know. He gets mad likes on TikTok, like
Wow.
a lot. Like some of his stuff is like 100,000 views or something.
Really?
Yeah, like a lot. I'm like, whoa. And I went on there and he's like singing a Handgun song, and I was like, whoa. That's rad.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like, and then I find him on Instagram, and he's like a picture with Taylor from like 2013 when they were on tour with All Time Low for the part of the time that I wasn't in Handguns.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's crazy. So I messaged him, and he's like, whoa, that's like, he thought it was as cool as I thought it was, because I love wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this dude's a sick wrestler. He loves the band that I started.
Yeah.
And pioneered for years before the current members are in the band, other than the drummer. Me and the drummer are the two original members from the original lineup. A lot of people say the original lineup came back. Well, that means me and Marco. Nate Bob's not the original bassist, and Taylor is far from the original singer. I love him to death, but that's just the truth. And
Yeah.
if he was sitting right here, he would say the same thing.
No, it's having
we care
some-
more about the truth than we care about egos.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of bands that like to hide their first releases because they didn't think they thought they were stinky.
Yeah.
It's the same members, but they won't talk about that release because they thought the music was stinky or
Yeah.
something. Like, no, we have two other full lineups of people and other singers and demos, and not just demos, but like released EPs of other people singing other songs.
Yeah. Well,
songs
Billy
we don't
sang
play
for a
anymore.
while.
Yeah, that was more of an emergency situation.
But I'm saying you have that ability.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Handguns
and
is
that's
a
because
flowing thing.
That's because from day one we ran the band like we were a hardcore band. We looked at our singer like he was doing nothing more than barking or screaming into a microphone with melody behind him. Because, yeah, we love you and we want you to be there because you helped write the songs and you sang on the record. But at the end of the day, the show was booked. The promoter put flyers up at an event, and all these people and all these bands are playing. Why aren't we? Because one person can't? No. Get a fill-in.
Yeah.
So it was kind of funny, like when Taylor called me and was like, hey man, like having this kid, like it's definitely a real thing and I can't come. I was like, so we're canceling the tour, right? Like can't go without you, bud. That would suck. Like, and this was, we would have fill-in singers years ago when Josh, who was the original lead singer of Handguns, and Brandon, who was the second singer of Handguns, were in it. We would always have fill-ins. Taylor's original job for Handguns was to fill in for Brandon on tour. And then me and Brandon got in an argument, and I was like, you know what? If this dude's going to come on a 3-month tour, he's in the band.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I like how you guys have that free-flowing dichotomy.
We're still friends with Brandon, though. Like, he booked our we're great friends with Brandon. Brandon and Marco had another band called Placeholder that I was actually in with them for a while. I recorded on a record called I Don't Need Forgiveness. I played bass on that record. But it's all still, like, we're all still boys. Everybody that replaced me and Nate and Marco were all friends that we knew. They were all people from other bands that we knew. They weren't. It wasn't like there was never truly bad blood at all.
Just sometimes it just not fits.
Yes, and sometimes people we weren't talking. You know what I mean? But that didn't mean we were like actively fuck that dude. You know what I mean? Like, so
sorry. Yeah, I mean, I can relate. Like when I started this podcast, I started it with kind of like a rock and roll mentality. In a way, because I'm around a lot of bands, I have friends with a lot of bands, and the whole nine. So it was something I was like, when I started, I was like, hey, you're on a show for a couple weeks, but if you're no longer a part of it, it's not that I don't like you. It's just, hey, it just didn't. We're trying to find a niche here. You know what I mean?
And you also need different guests on a podcast. Yeah. You can't go back to the same people.
Yeah. So it's kind of like we change up a lot. And how you were saying before about people don't like.
Yeah, some people have the same stuff to talk about. You know?
Yeah, you're like, man, you got to give me something else.
You got to go get kidnapped or something, dude.
You got to go through something.
Please, just go get kidnapped for a couple of days and have something real bad happen to you. So you can come back and talk about that.
Yeah. But the thing is too, is like a lot how you're going, how people don't like to put out their original stuff. Like I go back and listen to my original, like the first 50 podcasts. I'm like,
I hate some of them. The first ones,
yeah, because the microphones were terrible.
Yep.
The camera looked bad. I didn't know what I was doing.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You know what? I talk about it this way because I draw too, and I've been drawing since I was a kid. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be perfectly then.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And if someone can get something out of it, that's the whole reason why you're creating something.
Well, not only that, but you didn't put it out thinking this sucks.
Yeah.
So it was perfect then.
Yeah. But like how
you're like, you can't look back on it and be like, well, that was bad.
Yeah. Like, well,
no.
Some dude who's a wrestler. Yeah. Some dude who's a wrestler.
It wasn't bad.
To a song 10
you just
years
weren't
ago.
as good.
Yeah.
Now you're better. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah. 100%.
It wasn't bad. So.
Yeah. And someone can listen
Same
to that
Same thing
song.
as wrestling, dude. If you could go back and watch your first matches and be like, oh, like I did not sell that bump. Like, oh my gosh, like I could see. Like,
look at my fupa.
look, and not only that, but like look at when I bumped, like you know what I mean. When you can tell, you're like, oh, that looks so fake. You know what I mean?
But how I was saying before, like it really, somebody can hear something. Somebody can hear something that you created and say, hey man, you may not be proud of it 10 years ago, but I'm glad you put it out because for me,
that's not me though.
For me, I got something out of that that helped me get through a dark time.
Exactly.
You know?
No, I that's not how I am.
Yeah. I'm the same way. That's why I put everything out.
I like to look at my drawings from kindergarten and be like, this rocks.
Mm-hmm. Like I could put myself in a mindset why I did it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
So
I say 100% a lot. My wife makes fun of me. She'll stop saying 100%.
Put something else in there. I'm
trying
to work something else in.
I have a weird way of saying things.
Everybody has their own little catchphrases.
So,
But you can try and work something else in there. Try and think something else. Just add a different one in.
Smoochie
Yeah,
bougie
just get
or
a new one
something.
in. Make one up.
So when you started, playing musicians, where are you originally from? Where do you hail out of?
I never know how to answer that question because is that just where you're born, or is that where you spent like your formative years, like growing up in elementary, middle school, high school?
Yeah.
Because I was born in Baltimore, Maryland, and then we moved. My parents moved to South Dakota, so I lived there for a little bit, but I don't really remember that very well. So I would say, if I had to answer that as like where you went to high school, where Littlestown, Pennsylvania, is where like elementary, middle school, high school is Littlestown, down 8 miles south of Gettysburg, right down by the Maryland line, right by the Mason-Dixon line. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you're pretty much. And now what would you like from now? You have parents living.
My parents live in New Philly.
New Philly.
And I live in Carlisle with my fiance.
Yeah. Now, Handguns, where do you guys say you're out of? Harrisburg or the Carlisle area?
Rigatoni Island.
Rigatoni Island?
And the reason we say Rigatoni Island is because Handguns, since we've been a band, has been from different places we've never really known. Like, I've always wondered how a band can pick one town. Like, that's crazy. 5 of your friends.
Yeah.
5 of them live in the same. No, it's a lie. Every band just literally picks a town. Like maybe 2 bands in the world, 5 of them live on the same block and they're all friends.
Yeah,
and that's some psycho shit. You know what I mean? That's some Children of the Corn. That's not how bands work. Most bands are just dudes who get together and jam and don't really talk outside of jamming, and they're barely friends outside of music, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And once they start mixing their personal lives outside of music, that's when bands break up and problems happen because then drama gets in.
Drama and egos.
Drama and egos, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why we realized that in our band. And it's not even just that. It's not even drama and egos with our band now. We don't care. There is no drama or egos because we're too old to care. We just don't care.
Yeah.
We never really cared. We would put onto the industries and the industry people in the suits like we cared, and everyone that was in the band. And I can say this with pretty certainty. Even the people that were in the band when I wasn't in the band didn't really care what was up. They just wanted to have fun and play some rock and roll. Mm-hmm. But everybody would put onto the suits like we cared because you want them to work for you. You want them to do their damn job, or the job they claim they're doing that they're not doing.
Yeah,
I think they're not doing, but that's. I don't like talking about that. That makes me sound jaded.
Yeah.
But we would put onto those dudes like we cared. Like, of course, you want the label guy to think you care a whole ton. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we just wanted to play rock and roll and have fun.
It's another thing too is as you get older.
And by care, I mean like care about coming home from tour with a check, coming home, or with money.
Yeah, but as you get older too, you realize, like, I guess in bands or just when you're with a group of friends, when you're younger and you had a bad day or I had a bad day and I just wanted to take all my fucking frustrations and emotions out on the world, and they're like, you know what, fuck that guy, man. I don't want to be around him anymore. And then you get older and you're like, all right, listen, Jacob's going through some stuff today. Let him go through it. We're best friends for a long time. Just let him go through it, and let's not throw a friendship away over this, and then be there for him and let him.
Well, part of the problem is, and I'll just say it, I'll just say exactly what it is. Sometimes when you're drinking for days and weeks and months on end, and your friend does something dumb, like it's not even something like eats the last of the pizza.
Yeah.
It can come to full-blown fight.
Yeah, you're swinging on each
other. You know
other.
what I mean? And you're swinging, and the next morning you don't even think about it because you woke up and you forgot, right?
Yep.
And then you just let it go. Mm-hmm. But you didn't forget about it. You're going to remember it later. You're going to remember it later. It's going to come back, but you're not going to talk about it. You're not going to bring it up because it's awkward, because it was already over. That's past. You know what I mean? And now it's 2 days later. You know what I mean? I forgot about it. Now I remember it, but I'll let that go. And then, because we're friends, you know what I mean? But then that, and then another thing, and then another thing builds up, and it's always dumb stuff, right? But it makes you feel like, are we even friends? And I think it's the booze. You know what I mean? I think if you're sober and your friend does something dumb, you're like, whatever.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. Who cares? If you're both sober, if you're both hammered, you're like, flipping this table, dude.
Now, just following you on social media and kind of listening to music that you guys put out a while ago and in music now, there's definitely a change, especially more or less with you. I'm not going to say for the band. This is you're going through some changes,
Like my personal music?
and just you in general.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like you're going through some changes. So like I would say the perfect example of growth and going through things, the Jacob maybe 5-10 years ago is not the Jacob you know right now.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we live in a world where everyone thinks when we wake up the next morning, like nothing has changed around you. I've kind of always thought that when they say every day is a new day, I think it's literal.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, obviously you're the same flesh and being you were yesterday, but I don't know. I think it's impossible to be the same person you were the day before.
Yeah. I always look at it as like every day you wake up, which is if you're spiritual, if you're religious, if you have a higher power, however you feel,
Yeah.
every day you wake up is somewhat of it's a blessing and it's a miracle. You know what I mean? Because not everyone has that opportunity. There's a lot of people who are no longer here. Then obviously you think about in a whole nine, but I always look at it as you make a ripple in a pond, right? Or in a puddle, any way how you look at it. Depending on how big of a ripple you want to make. Do you want to make a ripple in a lake? Do you want to make a ripple in the ocean? Do you want to make a ripple in a pond?
Yeah.
But every day you wake up, you have that opportunity to cast your rock and start it.
Yeah.
And for every 24 hours in a day, you have to take advantage of your time. And your ripple can affect somebody else's life. Your ripple can even without even knowing, like how we're going back to that guy. You're a fan of wrestling and found this dude from another state who listened to your song that you never even imagined, but you made that ripple in that pond. And do you want to go and that ripple can be positive or negative. You can go and do something really, really negative and affect someone's life 10 years from now that you never thought would happen, you know? And I feel like right now, you every day that you wake up, man, you throw your pond, you throw your ripple, and you try to make a positive impact.
No, listen, though. I found him, and now he's teaching me to do backflips.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy how it works. Yeah. Yeah. And you threw that rock years ago. And the ripple
threw it back.
Yeah, and the ripple's coming back to you. Like, it's crazy. But like I feel like the way you are now is you wake up, and I know you're very active on social media with your lives and your music and everything, but you literally wake up every day and you try to in one way or another.
Box of tissues.
Yeah. If you want to grab that, please.
I'm leaking like a sieve.
Sorry.
Nah, don't be.
Yeah,
dude, I'm a cancer, bro. I cry every day.
Yeah, that's probably super healthy for you.
Thank you, homie.
Yeah, we have Noah in studio. He's a big Handguns fan, and talking about throwing a ripple, this is it right here. You know, we talked a little bit off camera. Dude, you can actually go back that way. Just slide your chair back out. I'll just keep him here for you. But yeah, you definitely try to put out a positive energy every day.
Tissues enough. I need a bed sheet. If you're gonna cry, you gotta come. If you're gonna cry on a recording, you got to come back strong with a good joke.
Yeah. We'll see what you got. So
that was it. That was it. I might need a bed sheet.
But yeah, I just think it's really important to try to wake up every day and try to make a positive impact in any possible way. And whether it just be like check up on somebody or just say, hey man, I love you. You know what I mean? And I think that you're definitely taking advantage of those opportunities right now. And that's your mind state. It seems to me as an outside person looking at you.
Except for your enemies, it's your duty to wake up every day and destroy them.
I'm
just playing.
I kill with kindness.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my.
That was the hardcore fan of me. I was like, in my mind, I thought, now what would Jamie Josta answer through his lyrics? It's your duty to wake up every morning and destroy your enemies.
It's like, I know people hate me, but I'm gonna wake up every day and keep doing exactly what I like to do that they don't like, because some people don't like when you're doing well for yourself. So just keep doing well.
I just saw this preview and I thought it was great because I would like when people change idioms, and an idiom is just like a saying like, living well is the best revenge. That's an idiom, right? And there was a saying on a movie and I thought it was so sick because I love vigilante movies. They're one of my favorite bit of movies.
Like John Wick? Well,
he's not really a vigilante. Saw that.
Batman's a vigilante.
Yeah, there you go. Or Boondock Saints is one of my favorite ones of all time.
It's a great movie.
So good.
Part 3's coming.
I know. I saw that. Don't even remember 2. I saw 2. I only remember 1. I remember 2 being like, this is underwhelming.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. All I remember is I don't remember it, and that means it sucked.
Well,
I think.
part 2 didn't have the same effect as part 1 because 2 of your best characters die.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
William Dafoe.
I'm just gonna watch the first one. I'll watch the third one when it comes out, and then if that one's rad, I'll go back and watch the first one, and then of course I'll watch the second one again.
Yeah.
But I'm like I am with music, where I am with movies. Like, I want to make it. I don't want to consume too much of it, because if I consume too much of it, I'll know if I'm ripping someone off, and I don't care if I'm ripping someone off, and I don't care to know.
What is that fucking? There's a term to that. Where
ignorance is bliss?
No. It's an actual term that it's used a lot in comics. Like where a comic, like, oh, you stole my joke, but you like subconsciously hear it and then you work it into your.
I don't want to subconsciously hear it. That's why I don't even consume it. That way, if someone's like, because it's not going to be the same. It's never going to be exactly the same. The jokes that are joke stealing is never the same. It's never exactly word for word, right? Yeah. They always change it a little bit. And to me, that's rock and roll, dude. Mm-hmm. There's only.
It's only so much usually brain can process.
Have you ever seen that video? It's like the 4 chords.
Yeah, and you can play the 4 chords.
They play those 4 chords over and over again. It's like 40 top songs. Yeah. Same 4 chords over and over. That's why I will never be in a cover band. I would rather just try and write a top 40 song. Mm-hmm. Maybe when I'm 80. And even then, no. I'm good.
If you were to do covers, who would they be?
Jacob Langley covers?
Yeah. No, like if you had to pick, what band?
Handguns. The time that I was the two entire full length records where I wasn't in the band and didn't write one of those songs would be a cover. I didn't write one of those songs, and there's 2 full lengths. I would start a Handguns cover band for Disenchanted and Life Lessons. That's what I would do.
We should do that. That's
what I would do. I should do that.
Go on tour. We're going on tour.
Hey, does anybody want to start a Handguns Disenchanted Life Lessons straight up just tribute band? Instead of tribute, what would be like, instead of infamy, what is too famous infamy is to, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, instead of tribute, what would it be? What would we call it?
I don't know.
A trumbute? It has to be a different word.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We got to make something up.
A shitbute?
You all right?
I'm just going to throw this away.
Oh, yeah. That's all right. Jacob's taking. You want to get a glass of water if you want to. You're more than welcome to. It's right. And open the fridge on the right hand side. I'll just kill dead air here. I like your pants, man. You got some cool desert camo pants going on.
These are actually girls.
They're girl pants.
These are a female item that I got at Target, and they're brown and pink. If you see,
they are pink.
Pink, yeah.
Yeah.
To me, I thought to me, they look like something Billie Eilish would rock, and I was like, "Yo, these are my size." And she has swag, and I would wear that. Most of the things she wears, I'm like, why isn't it still the 90s and I don't wear baggy things anymore? Because, like, how am I going to convince my friends I'm going to look cool? Yeah, it's cool. Don't make fun of me. I'm wearing this big baggy shirt.
Like Jenko jeans.
Right? Like, I want to bring them back. But if I roll up on the spot in some Jenkos like I had in high school, I didn't even have Jenkos in high school. I'm not going to lie to you.
I couldn't afford them.
Me neither. You know what I did? I went to Value City and I bought some jeans just way too big. John's way too big. Just some way too big Johns. So they were like 44s in the waist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was how
you know what happened to me? So I used to get picked on. My nickname to get picked on in school was called Route 66 because I wore Kmart clothes, and I got picked on and beat up as a kid because I wore Kmart clothes.
I used to get picked on all the time by the clothes I wore.
Yeah.
And then I realized that it was a way I could get attention.
Yeah.
So I started wearing crazier shit and letting them pick on me, and then I'd be like, you can't pick on me if I pick back.
Exactly. I started making
eat my dick. You know what I mean?
My mom's like, well, I found it in the store.
They would spit their piss on me. I would spit it right back in their face.
Yeah.
And they would say something real mean, and I would say something outlandish. Like, some kid would be trying to threaten me, like, you want to beat me up in the hallway, and I'll be like, I like pretzels. He'd be like, what? And I'd be like, if you punch me, I'm going to bleed on you. I like pretzels. And he'd be like, what is wrong with you?
He's like, I'm not.
And then I would start slapping myself in the face and scream, I like pretzels at the top of my lungs. The other thing, like if you're straight outnumbered by like 10 bullies, you know what I mean? This happened to me. Maybe this happened to me once. Maybe I made it up. Who cares, right? You just pull your pants down to your ankles, dick out, scream like a woman at the top of your lungs. No group of dudes.
No, they're not going to jump.
Beat you up.
Yeah,
they're not going to be the guys beating up the pantsless guy screaming like a girl. Nobody wants to be that guy. That doesn't make you look tough. Not in school.
Yeah. And then what if you accidentally touch his wiener? Then you're a high school kid who's like,
then you're gay.
Yeah. What happened? What is it? gonna rub off
Here's
on me?
what I thought about
Yeah.
the other day. If you're jerking off, aren't you a guy giving a guy a hand job? Well, a guy also gives you a hand job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Don't
happen.
think about things too hard.
And-
Everywhere I'm from makes you double gay.
Yeah.
So I used to say that.
And what if there's a mirror in the room?
I used to say
and then
that.
you're
I
watching?
used to say that to jocks in high school that would be homophobic in my direction. Because if you're homophobic in any direction near me, I'm just going to start being extremely homosexual in front of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you uncomfortable.
Because I'm not. I don't care, and me and my friends will start kissing. Me and my friend. Do you know Lyndon? Do you know Lyndon Chamberlain? He lives
No.
in Pottsville. He's lived here for
I may
years.
know to see him. I'm terrible with names and
know,
faces.
You probably
Yeah.
know if you've seen him, but me and him used to do that. Like the jocks would pick on us and be like, "You guys are queers. You guys are fags."
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I said that word, but that's
Yeah,
exactly the word they
that's-
use.
yeah.
And I kiss dudes. So, you know what? That word applies to me if you want to use it as a derogatory term.
Yeah.
I also don't identify as straight. So,
Yeah.
it's what it is.
Yeah.
We would straight kiss on the mouth in front of them. And they'd be like, "Ugh," and be like, "We're going to beat you up." And like, well, you know what? If you beat us up, like, that's going to suck because we're probably going to bleed, right? Like, you know, we have AIDS.
Yeah.
You don't want to tell like a hillbilly kid, a 13-year-old hillbilly kid from Littlestown, Pennsylvania, believes that every gay person has AIDS. So then you just blow their mind, and then they can't beat you up, but they want to beat you up so bad.
Just take away all their fire. Take away
It's
all the
great.
oxygen.
You take all their fire away, and then not only that, you turn at each other and you start beating each other up. That's the other thing we would do. We start fighting each other because it was fun. We didn't care. They were like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "We're getting ready for you. This is just us."
Yeah. We're
Don't
warming up.
even worry about what we're doing to you.
We're sparring right now.
We got out of a really bad fight one time in a mall because in Hanover, it was kind of the opposite of situation. Whereas in Littlestown, I could count the amount of people of color that lived in our town at the time that I lived there on one hand.
Yeah.
And in Hanover, there was a bit more. And when you dressed like a punk rocker in that town, for some reason, the kids at the mall thought you were racist or a Nazi.
Yeah.
They thought that you were, like,
Yeah.
because you looked like
A punk rocker.
punk rocker was a Nazi to them. And we were like, yo, like, that's not us. Like, we're, nah. So, but they weren't having it. So they had us cornered in the food court. And I looked at my boy and he looked at me and we picked up trays off of the top of the tray return and we just started beating the living fuck out of each other with trays. And they're like, yo, white boys are crazy, yo. They like turned and ran. They were
Yeah.
like, that's the craziest thing I've ever saw because we were just hauling off on each other. There was 10 of them, dude. Like, there's nothing he's going to do to me that 10 of, like, they're going to kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny
They
'cause
were real mad. They thought we were Nazis. And we're like, we're not Nazis.
I actually had that
They were
debate.
like, they were like, well, prove it to you. Would Nazis do this? And we start beating each other up. Like, do you guys watch Jackass? Okay, that's us. We're not Nazis.
Yeah. I actually had a debate with somebody about punk rock music, and they're like, and that was their mentality too. Like, it was like my black friends. They'd be like, "Well, isn't punk rock like super?"
A lot of people think that.
I said punk
A
rock.
lot of black people think that, or African American people.
I said punk rock is anti-establishment, and I said punk rock and hip hop are the same thing with two different.
Some people understand that.
Yeah.
Some people fully understand that. A lot of people that I've met in the hood totally understand that.
Yeah.
But some of them don't.
Yeah, because hip hop is I'm poor, I'm from a shitty neighborhood, and I want to make it
Some of
out.
the ones who don't are some of the ones who maybe were raised by people that spent time in prison because a lot of people in prison are Nazis and they're covered in tattoos, so they look like a punk rocker, but they're a Nazi.
Yeah.
So that if it walks the same and talks the same, it's probably the same.
I actually know a dude who was
'Cause
in
you
prison.
look-
Yeah.
Like if I shave my head right now, cover myself in tattoos, and buzz my head,
People
put
are
on
gonna
a
think
white
things thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just put on a white shirt and jeans and some
whoa.
boots to go cut the lawn. Like I'm literally gonna look like a neo-Nazi. I'm gonna.
They're like fucking American History X over
Yeah,
here.
exactly. I was like, ooh. That's why, like, I would love to have a buzzed head, but no, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that. I got the face for it too. Like I have I would look like a Nazi, and I'm
Yeah.
not doing
You
it.
got that jawline.
Yeah, to look like a Nazi. I'd have to bash my own skull.
I used to shave my head, but I have a really bad widow's peak, so I look like Mickey
I used
Mouse.
to shave it for sports when I played baseball. I was a cat. It's just better. It's just
Yeah,
so
it's
much better
easier.
when you're active every day. I don't want to have to wake up and do my hair. Mm-hmm. Put a
I
hat
still
on.
don't do that. I put a hat on. I'm a
I
hat
might
on
even
guy.
buzz it. Now that we talked about this, I might even buzz it because you know what? It's you're only gonna look like a gnats for like a day and a half if you keep buzzing it down. That's when it's
Or
bad.
just take the top off
No,
and
if
do
I'm
the
gonna
Danny
do it, I want
DeVito.
to do the buzz because I haven't been buzzed in a long time, and I've wanted to do it on the gram because alarming. Someone buzzes their whole head. It's kind of like, whoa, dude. Remember when Britney Spears buzzed her head?
Yeah.
We were all alarmed. We were like, sister girl, what? Honey. Oh, what's going on? Did we need to talk? Like, what's... Damn.
Yeah, she cut it all off. And then she, like, tried to attack people with brooms. Or no, umbrella. Wasn't umbrella?
I mean, they probably
photo,
deserved it. I don't know what they did, but they probably deserved it. You got Britney Spears so mad she's attacking you with an umbrella. I'm going to go out on a limb and take her up her side. I don't even know do you need to know what she did? I don't need to know. I don't need to know what they did, what she did. Y'all were in the wrong. Why'd you get her that mad? Mm-hmm. That's my opinion.
So in all 15 bands you're in right now, what
7.
what are you working on right now? What are some of your...
I have unreleased stuff. So I have a solo unreleased punk rock song that I have to name the project for. I have some heavy unreleased stuff that I have yet to name the project for. I want to get to 10 projects. Yeah. Then my goal is that if I can get each one of them to release a song every year, at least one song. Mm-hmm. Full records would be rad. Every one of them releases a full record every year. Hell yes, let's go. Mm-hmm. Because some of the other bands that I'm in, like, the work is divided. Kid Quit, I don't write any of the music. Yeah. None. We just divide the work. There's a guy named Corey Gable who actually produced, shout out Corey Gable, shout out to Kaleidoscope. He produced and recorded, I should say co-produced, because Handguns ourselves, we actually produced a lot of the new record. So he co-produced the record with us, and for When the Light Burns Out, our last record. But he's in Kid Quit, and he makes all the music, like, recorded it, everything. And then the lyrics and the melody, me and Zach, the singer, come up with. And then, like, all the concept and the story and the movie and all that stuff. I kind of pitched the idea to him as I was in the studio tracking some songs that me and Zach were going to use for an unnamed project. It was just like, me and Zach have been making music for years. He lives in Kentucky, so instead of wasting time practicing, said, let's book studio time with a producer who knows that we're going to go in there and write and track at the same time. Because it's easy. You can do that. If you know what you're doing, you can figure it out, sit down, track it, and that's the final product that's going on the record. If you can hit your drums hard and play your guitar, the take's not going to get any better. I mean, it might in 10 years, in a year, but not really. The part's shouldn't change. I don't think it should. I'm always a fan of going with my first idea too when it comes with a song. Like, if you can use your first idea, or you can take your first idea and change it 35 more times. But then, what was wrong with the first one? What was actually wrong with it? Did it just sound too much like something else you did, or that's just my personal opinion on the way I write music. If I wrote it, I like my first draft is I'm usually like, cool, next.
When you started getting into music, was your first instrument guitar?
Oddly enough, no. It's a clarinet.
Clarinet. So have you always? What age did you start? Like, all right, music.
Clarinet, my whip too. You want to go get it? I can play it.
What age were you like? Music's going to be my thing. I'm going to start playing instruments. I want to be in bands.
I don't even know how to answer that question, because I grew up in the church, and I would always look at the people on stage playing in the band, playing the guitar, playing the drums. Even as a baby, I'd be like,
you were drawn to it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like there's a picture of me as this big, holding a toy microphone upside down, singing in it.
Yeah.
So I think always. Mm-hmm. As long as I can remember.
When did you start taking it? When did you start taking it serious? Like, I want to pick up an instrument and start playing it.
7th grade, I bought my first guitar. But even before that, we would play. Kids would play pretend. Mm-hmm. I wanted to play band. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, you can ask my cousins. We would, like, bang on buckets. Like, we didn't. And we weren't serious, but we weren't. Like, we thought we couldn't. We were like, because to us, a band was like Kiss. Like, you had to be rock and roll to be in a band, right? You had to have all this stuff, and that's why. Sorry, I'm gonna get real emotional. That's why. When I found punk rock, I was like, whoa. You don't have to have a venue.
Yeah, you can just play in a basement.
You can play in a basement. You don't have to have a good guitar. You can have that crap box thing that guy's playing out of. You don't have to have an amp, a big amp. You can play through a practice amp. That's all that guy has. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have a PA. You're just plugged into another practice amp. Mm-hmm. What the hell? You don't even have to know how to play the instrument, because I'm pretty sure you're just wailing on it as I'm watching this grind. I remember the first time I watched this band play in the basement of this coffee shop in Gettysburg, PA. They were playing they were a hardcore band from New Jersey called Inner Side Burning, and I was like, they were just a hardcore band, or metally, grindy. I can hear it in my head. I can hear the riffs. It was just like crappy ass beater riffs. Like, it wasn't good. It wasn't like anything groundbreaking. It was just like whatever. But when you're that young at that age and you hear that, you're like, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, pretty sure that guy's barking like a dog. like this rocks. Like, you know what I mean? It's like they're just playing the most insane. Like, it's not hard to play. It's crud. It's literally garbage. Anybody can do it. You're like, you like can see. It's like the first time you see someone do one of those painting videos where they paint something. Even if you're not a painter and they'll paint the picture, you almost feel like you could have painted it because you saw the process.
Yes.
It's like that.
It makes it look easy.
That's why people like process porn.
Yeah.
Because it's like
process porn?
That's what it's called. Like process porn. Like the how it's made videos.
Oh, okay.
I call it process porn.
I was like, you threw me off there. I was like, you have a terminology that I'm not aware of. Yeah, we're gonna get some nose blowing in there.
I don't care. Dude, I'm sick too. Like,
yeah.
Well, not sick, and just stuffed up. I guess I'm not really like.
Yeah. So I completely lost. Oh, so you travel a lot. This is another question I wanted to ask you. And so you go to a lot of different cities, a lot of different states and stuff, and see local music scenes and see everything. Where does Schuylkill County? Because I'm very, very proud, and I think we have a very good music scene.
You do, especially for the size of town that there is, like for the amount of people that are here. And the
Where
amount of
would
people
you
that
rank
actually
our music scene with some of the towns and cities you've been into?
I don't like to do it that way because I think each one's good for its own reason, and each one's the size is what it is. Like, I'm not the person to be like, there should be more people here tonight, because when I wake up in the morning and I don't have a show to play, I think about killing myself.
Yeah.
So, how many people come to the show? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. But as far as like, I'm just saying attendance to population ratio, I think it's about for the genre of music that we play, it's almost the same everywhere. Do you know anything about per capita?
No.
It's like population density.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how much is happening per the size of the population. Yeah, there's going to be more people at a New York show for us because
100%.
There's more people that live in New York that like this kind of music.
Yeah.
So I think for here, I think you're operating at 100% for your local shows.
And there's so many different genres too.
Exactly. And there's always a show going on somewhere. So, and there's always bands being supported. And there might not be 300 people at every show, but if you took all those shows, put it in one room,
be awesome. That's what I try to do with Skookstock.
I mean, it doesn't always work like that. You wish you can, right? I'm just saying the number is big. The scene in general. You don't have to make the crowd mix. Then people will fight. It sucks, but you can't put...
I haven't seen a fight at a local music show in a long... which is good. That's just awesome to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. I can make one happen if you want. You want to book a show where a fight is going to happen?
No, I definitely don't want that.
You book a bunch of indie rock bands on like a hardcore bill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can book a bunch of acoustic rock bands and then like sandwich them between ass beater bands where people come out, or pagan hardcore bands. I know some of them.
Yeah.
Biker hardcore bands where the club comes out, they just have a heyday punching on each other, and then book that with like bands who like to read and be nice.
Yeah.
Then throw a Christian rocker in the middle who likes to lift weights. You know what I mean? I can make a fight happen at a show.
I seen a show with you in Frackville here, and it was one of the funniest fucking experiences ever, because you went up and played your thing first, and you were screaming and emotional and doing everything you want.
Yeah. I was playing the songs in Fluffer voice. I have a couple different voices I do it in, and I even said like I'm in a band called Fluffer. That was before I started doing the whole like singing down here.
Yeah.
And the reason I don't like to sing down there, and I didn't before, is because that's how my dad talks.
Yeah.
And you know, when you grow up around that, it's kind of awkward. You feel like you're making fun of your dad, but like that voice and talking in a southern accent comes very natural to me. It's very easy to do, and I can do a really high hillbilly one, and it's just like it comes out like nothing. And it's because of where I grew up and who I grew up around. Because I grew up in Littlestown, Pennsylvania, but my dad's from the South, and we were down there a lot. And then being in the band Francis, everyone in that band was from Kentucky, right in the same general vicinity where my dad grew up, and going on tour with them and just being with them and living around them, it's just, and especially not even especially, like when I'm with them, I don't talk like this. I can't. It doesn't, like sometimes I do. Like if my mom walks up or somebody, it's weird. Like it depends. I go in and out of it. It's not on purpose. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like natural.
But this dude, we were in a very small room. It was a very quiet room, and the PA wasn't very loud. So a gentleman was talking shit, but we could all clearly hear him talking shit. And you're on stage, and I'm
He
like,
was talking shit because I was punk rocker screaming.
Yeah.
He sing screaming. I was singing like Tim Armstrong. I was singing in my punk rocker voice.
so
But go ahead.
Yeah, so he's talking shit. I'm like,
talking.
And I'm like, how is he gonna handle this? And I'm like, and I wanted to be the guy to be like, yo, dude, shut the fuck up. And I was like, but then you're gonna start shit at a show. So I didn't say anything. And then
It was also the middle of a song, so you were probably waiting. Right?
Yeah, and then you go, all right, man, I only have 2 more left because this guy doesn't fucking like my music, but fuck him anyway. And if you, because the next band up was Torment Ridden, I'm buddies with those guys, and you're like, if you don't like me, then you're really gonna hate this next band.
Every band on the show, I thought every band on the show was like heavy, except I guess one wasn't.
Look Alive. Well,
There was one that wasn't.
2 weren't.
Yeah,
no rain
that's
checks.
right. There was one. No Rain Checks
and
has
Look
like
Alive.
singing.
Yeah, and Look Alive is like a classic rock funk. band.
Yeah. So, but I thought at that point that they were all heavy, but I didn't know for sure. And I was going to say, you're going to hate every other band on this bill. That was what I was going to say, but I didn't know what those bands sounded like for sure.
But you knew what Torment Ridden
I
sounded like.
knew for sure what Torment Ridden sounded like because my buddy Lyndon used to be in that band, and I know the kind of music they listen to, and I know how they play their instruments, like.
Yeah. Like Animal from the Muppets.
Like animals, like actual animals. They just go up there and pound on their gear, and it's great. I love it. And I just made that joke, but what I told him, it was like, I don't know. I forget what he said. It was like, he would sound good if he wasn't yelling. It was something like that. And I was like, I like to pull the line from The Wedding Singer. Because to me, it cracks me up. It's my favorite one to hit a heckler with. It's like, yeah, well, I have a microphone and you don't. So you will listen to every damn word I have to say. I said, whether I scream it, sing it, or yell it. You want to know why, buddy? Then I know exactly what I said to him. I said, because you paint with a fine tip pen.
That's exactly
and I
what
have
he
a
said.
big, wide brush.
Yeah.
And that metaphor probably went right over your head.
Yep.
This next song goes out to you.
That's exactly what you said. Yeah.
Exactly what
it
I
was
said.
fucking hilarious.
Because I wanted to hit him with a metaphor where he's like, I don't even know what that means. Because to this day, not quite sure what it meant either.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It just sounds awesome.
You pretty much pulled the whole "I like pretzels" and screamed at him until he got uncomfortable.
Exactly.
This is the biggest sticker bomb guitar ever. I love it.
Yeah, that's why I want to pull it out.
You got tape going on the bottom there?
Yeah, because I got my. Ooh.
Oh, that's all right. We don't need
That
that.
would have sucked. How bad would that have been? It was.
That was awesome.
I would have bought you another one.
We don't even use that, so it'd have been cool. It'd have been a story. Like, you see that light up
I would
there?
have made you one.
With
I have a. Yeah.
we could have used
One and paint it.
we could have used ramen noodle. You see how that guy fixes everything with ramen noodle?
Yeah.
We could have
Too
done
bad- Too bad Ramen Noodles Can't Fix My Broken Heart would be a great name for a indie rock song.
that. Yeah, it would be.
Too bad Ramen Noodles Can't Fix Everything.
What is this on the front here? This green thing. Is that a pin? You just shoved a pin through it? I don't know how that's going to translate. I'm going to turn that down.
I
a
don't
little.
hear it a little bit.
Yeah.
What you should do is. Which one's this?
No, you could definitely pick it up on there.
No, watch.
Turn it on.
Yep. Just point it right at the sound hole.
We're improvising. Nailed it. And then you can.
Check.
This is the first time for the show here.
I think I got a pick in my wallet. It's not being percussive enough.
I probably have picks
I got
everywhere.
one. You should get some. If you're gonna have musicians on, you should get some of these. Made for the.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would play with them because I'm cheap. and
Yeah.
poor
That would be a really.
and forgetful.
Oh, I just noticed you have a Max Sabbath sticker on your guitar, too.
Dude, I saw Max Sabbath live.
Really?
It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Do you want to hear about it?
Sure.
I watched
Well, real quick before you, Mac Sabbath is a band where every member dresses as one of the McDonald's characters,
except evil.
except evil versions,
Yes.
and they play Black Sabbath music.
Except all the lyrics are about McDonald's.
Yes, they changed the lyrics
To be about McDonald's. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you see it live?
Not yet. I
Okay.
saw live videos, but like
Well, I don't know if I want to ruin it for you because it might be the same thing. I'll just ruin it. Maybe it'll be different.
Yeah, good.
So there's like a curtain around the whole stage because it was in a venue where there was no backstage. I'm sure in a place where there's a backstage, you probably just do a curtain fall or a curtain drop or something, right? So they had like things covering the stage. From behind the stage, music starts, weird music. I can't remember what the music was. Something creepy, I'm sure. Comes popping up over top of that freaking thing is a Ronald McDonald head with lasers shooting out of its eyes, and then this voice comes over the thing saying that the members of the people that you are about to see performing on stage are nothing but puppets, and they're not actually playing. The band is locked in a basement 2 miles away, being held hostage by psychopathic clowns. Playing via satellite. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that was the whole, like, concept.
Shtick.
The shtick was that the band is locked in a basement and that the people you're watching on stage playing these dumb costumes are faking. Well, that's not true. Obviously,
Yeah.
they're up there playing. But that's a hilarious thing. And
I
then
love
it
shtick
drops.
stuff.
And then and then I'm pretty sure there was fog and more lights and the music, it drops and the music kicks in. Big giant grimaces and hamburglers playing gnarly Black Sabbath rips about
Double cheeseburgers.
yeah, about double cheeseburgers. It's so goofy. Like, I have a patch too. Like,
Yeah.
it's of the same thing, but it's like an embroidered patch. Yeah, I got it for a jacket. I haven't put the jacket together yet, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, they're interesting. So what are you gonna play here?
I was walking through a cornfield, barefoot, in December. It was colder than hell. Hell, that's all I remember. All my clothes were in the wash. That's why I didn't have no socks. From the corner of my eye, caught the image of a sly old fox. Tell me where you're sleeping tonight, Mr. Fox. Is the weather nice in your hole? I said, tell me where you're sleeping tonight, Mr. Crow. Anywhere the old wind will blow. Just made that up right here.
So
It sounded good though.
yeah, so I'm in my head. I'm like, why
I saw
is
you mixing.
Why is that not as loud as I want it to be, and why is it not coming through the master? And then I realized with this board, I have it on the video, so this
Yeah.
is just as a backup.
It'll still be loud enough on there.
Yeah, so it wasn't coming through, and it's like a faded color. I just got this board.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were going to use that mic, so I can't, like, that's the only thing I hate. Like, while I'm already recording, I can't add another track in. Yeah, so it went through the board and went through the thing, but
Yeah.
audio-wise, I don't have that separated. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
So that mic wasn't on.
Yeah, I mean, it was on, but it wasn't on.
Yeah. So if I just play this way, it'll pick the mic up better. It'll
Yeah.
mic the guitar.
Yeah.
But it'll still be on. It'll still hear it.
Yeah, it all went through here.
Because it'll still hear it on my phone from being that far away.
Yeah.
We can be real far away. The government still hears. The government is going to steal our hooks.
They are.
Okay? They're going to steal my hooks.
My uncle was convinced that Chasey Chapman stole the riff of "Give Me One Reason to Stay Here." He played that for like 15 years before it really came out, and then he heard it on the radio, and he's like, "Where the fuck did they get that?"
That's amazing.
God rest his
we
soul.
tell stories. We tell stories before we play covers because sometimes you play in a venue where the rule is no covers because the venue doesn't pay the ASCAP.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like no covers. Like if they can't play covers because if the venue's not paying into ASCAP, then it's illegal. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's copyright infringement to have Blink 182 night unless you're paying into ASCAP.
Which is bullshit, but I mean, it's not. It is
not.
what it is.
It protects the artist.
Yeah.
It's cool. It protects the artist. It's so that bands like Get the Lead Out still have to pay Led Zeppelin, and they should. They're
should.
getting a crap load of money off
They should.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
They should, and that's why.
Yeah.
I
agree with you.
It seems silly on a smaller scale, but here's the workaround, guys. You want to work around? You still want to play your cover song in your venue that won't let you play cover songs? Walk up there with the biggest shit-eating grin on your face and say, "What's up? This next song's a sad one. I wrote it in 1974. Make up a date. Who cares?" And then proceed to tell a story. Well, I was sitting on a shitter in Duluth, North Dakota. I was humming it to myself. 14 years later, I hear it on a record. But I wrote this song. It's mine. And then play whatever song, Bon Jovi. And then people will die. They'll be like, "Did that guy just claim he wrote a Bon Jovi song and Bon Jovi stole it?" Because like that's hella funny.
Yeah.
Like if he's joking, hilarious, right? But in the back of people's minds, they're going to be like, "Wait a second. What if he's serious?" Like,
Cyanide Sunrise.
be like my dad. Or say your dad did. It'd be even funnier. Be
Yeah.
like, "My dad wrote this song in 1947, and then in a game of cards, he lost it. He lost this song in a game of cards." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a high stakes game of cards in a high stakes hog race / songwriters gambling match. Hog race?
Yeah.
High stakes hog race.
Yeah.
Really? I like Less Than Jake, and the things they say on stage would be something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyanide used
Where
to get
you-
up and be like, "Hey, we're Slayer from North Dakota, and his next song is called this." And every time they would say like who they are, they'd say a completely different band.
We used to do acoustic. There's many acoustic videos where I'm opening the video by saying, "What's up?" and then I make up a band name, and this song's called, and I make up a song name because I don't want to say like every video of every band ever does. They say we're blah blah blah, and this is blah blah blah, and none of them think like we should just say something else.
Yeah.
So there's one where I say there's a famous one. People still quote it at me all the time, like kids, fans, people. Still say it to me. It's like, "What's up? We're Slipknot." The song's called "Land of the Onions." We still say it sometimes, and it's like it's always before Porchlight, which is the first song it acts. It's like, "What's up? We're Slipknot. This is "Land of the Onions." Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you had this guitar?
2015 Vans Warped Tour, 5 years. I bought it at a pawn shop in New Mexico.
Who's that? Your set list right here?
Yeah, it was a fluffer set list.
And then you have a set list on the headstock?
That is a handgun set list that Marco drew on a receipt, and I just like the way he wrote it.
Yeah.
And
I like the handgun sticker on the front, on the top, the heart. That's awesome. I like that logo.
I really like this guitar. It's a Framus. It's got a couple features that are not normal to acoustic guitars, like a bolt-on neck.
Yeah.
So if I want to fly this, I can take the strings off, take the neck off, and put it in a book bag. Which flying a guitar case is a problem because of the shape of the neck. It's the size of the neck. It's literally, this is just a stick. You know what I mean? That sucks. It sucks. If you have a Fender or something, easy, no problem. I don't know why. I think people do that if they go to other countries. If I was a Fender man and I was playing a Fender, I would fly my guitar when I was going to other countries that way. But I took my SG, or not my SG. I took my. I did take my SG over to England. I took two guitars. I did. I took it over there, and it was a problem a couple times where we were flying with the case because I didn't want to just like. I lost that guitar before, so I didn't want to just like ship it or have it go under the plane and like get lost. I was so nervous.
Yeah.
Like I wanted it. I was like, this is my carry-on because my lady was with me. So I'm like, I don't need clothes. Clothes? You know how many t-shirts I'm going to get on tour? I can buy socks. Who cares about socks? I can buy socks and underwear when we get there.
Yeah.
I'll go to the cheapest dime store and buy socks
me
and
blow
underwear.
my nose.
You know what I mean? And we'll throw them out because we're not washing them or bringing dirty socks and underwear back home. A little traveler's tip for you. You want a good one? Buy your socks and underwear where you land if you want to be easy on it. You can buy a bunch of stuff where you land. Think about it. How much is a pack of white shirts or black V-necks or whatever? A couple shirts that you can wear. Mm-hmm. Something cheap. Go to a thrift store. You can probably find something cool. That's my thing, too. It's like, just run to a thrift store real quick. It's not going to be washed. You got to be willing to be wearing thrift store clothes without washing them.
Smell like mothballs.
I will.
I love it. I love
care.
thrift shops.
I kind of like, I don't even care to say this. I don't mind. I kind of like the smell.
Yeah.
I wish there was a candle. that smelled like
That thrift shop candle.
smelled like thrift shop.
Just smell like old basement. A cool thing you do too with your merch is you actually go to like thrift shops and you grab shirts and then print your logo on them.
Yeah, we do that for handguns.
It's fucking awesome.
Some people think it's really tacky and dumb. And
I think it's fucking
and Some
amazing.
people think it's amazing, so I like it. It's nice also that we have, because we also have other shirts up on the wall that are like, or that we put up on the board or whatever, that are like printed already.
Yeah.
But it's also, we bring the press, because I was a kid that used to go to shows and I didn't have a lot of money to spend on merch, but I always wanted every shirt from every band.
Yeah,
and I always wished I could get one sometime. Like, man, that sucks. And my thing was, if you want one of our shirts, we'll print on the shirts you're wearing. Mm-hmm. My boy Tyler came up with this idea. We were out on Warped Tour, and we were always running out of shirts, like printed up shirts. We were ordering shirts at the time. And he's like, you print shirts, right? Well, I brought a bunch out that I printed because I left my press at home. Like, I printed as many as I thought we would need, sold them all.
Yeah.
Way faster than I thought we would have. You know what I mean? So we had to order more. And then we had to order more. And he's like, why don't you just bring your press out here? I'm like, yeah. And then the problem, we were running out of shirts. I made the joke. He goes, dude, we're literally surrounded by shirts. You could print on people's shirts they're wearing. And he was like, sort of joking, but
it was
he
awesome
like, sort
idea.
of wasn't. And a light went off in my head, and I was like, what'd you say? I was like, do you think you can convince people to do that? He's like, yeah. Like, what do you have on that jacket right now? Nothing? On the jacket.
The jacket
Oh,
on nothing else.
Exactly. So there's a handguns one that we have that just says handguns in block letters, and I made one. This dude has an Aaron West in the Roaring Twenties jacket just like that. It's on the bottom, but the top rocker across the shoulder blades says handguns. He was just wearing it at the show. We had the press, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, print this on here." And we just did it for whatever. Like, if you want to give us money, if you have money and you want to tip us, awesome.
Yeah.
But that's not why we brought it.
Yeah.
That's not why I lugged it in here. I didn't lug it in here for money. I know it would seem that way. You would think, why would you do all that work for not money? No, I did it so that you could leave here with a piece of merch, whether you like the band, whether you like the band enough to spend your money, because some people it's that, and that's fine. I don't
Yeah.
care. If you're just like, I don't know, I kind of like you guys, but that's cool. I'll take a free one.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
that's
then-
fine
then
too.
your name's out there.
Exactly. And not only that, like, you'll probably come back to us sometime. You'll come back to the record and be like, they were cool. They did give me a free shirt. You know what I mean?
100%.
So that, and then just people who can't afford one, I want to be able to print on it. And not only that, it looks so nuts. If you look back over time and there's all these different garments, like, I think about them, every handguns garment that's ever been printed on laid out in a line. And from the time we got that press until now, there's all these one of ones, and that's so sick to me. Like,
Yeah.
there's ones for my other bands that I'm into. There's a Kid Quit. This just came into my head right now, and I got to say it. There's a Kid Quit Bob Ross shirt. What? Huh? It's a Bob Ross shirt on the front, which is pretty Kid Quit right on the side, right here.
That's awesome.
People like, what's on that? Is it a band shirt? Or is
No,
it just
that's
art?
that's a wrestler.
Does it say? So some people, she's the wrestler. It's
Yeah.
just that's on it.
Yeah.
So some people would be like, hell yeah, print your name under it.
So
Because
this
that-
shirt here, I like it because this girl, her name's Becky Lynch. She's a wrestler, and she.
Oh, okay.
So she had a
didn't
like
realize it was
she
a Becky.
literally just had the biggest explosion of her career a couple months ago, and it happened by accident. She was in a ring, and there was a whole thing where the Raw rosters were versus the SmackDown, and they all got in the ring and had this big fight. Now there's this big girl named Nia Jax,
Yeah.
and she punched her in the face and busted her nose all over the place,
Yeah.
and it fucked her up. So she gets out of the ring, she runs up in the crowd, and in her brain just took the blood off her face and just smeared it all over herself and just looked in the ring like I'm a badass. And from that moment on, she became the biggest female superstar
Yeah,
in the
sure.
planet.
Oh, sure.
And people like took it and made, so when this guy who made these shirts start selling them, they start going off like hotcakes. This shirt is, this got a cease and desist letter. You can't own this shirt anymore.
It rocks.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it rocks.
Yeah.
That's why I love things that are cease and desist.
yeah.
Have you seen the Nikes that the dude made that look like Newports? They
No.
came in a box. They came in a box that looked like Newports, and they're Nike SBs, and the shoe itself, like, parts of it look like the filter. Like, the shoe, it's a cigarette shoe.
That's fantastic.
It is pretty fantastic, but he got a big cease and desist from not only, I think, from
Nike and Newport.
I think from both, and he was required to buy them all back, and so he still tries to buy. It's like part of the settlement. Like, he has to buy them back, and like, I guess you can watch. There's a documentary about it. There's a Vice documentary about it. If you're really into like sneaker culture or like cigarettes, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Or like copyright stuff. Like, either way, I thought it was very interesting. But apparently now they still aren't, like, he tries to send them the money or like contact them, and they don't even hit him back anymore because it's been so long. So now he, at the end of the documentary, he says, I'm pretty sure I'm going to make more because fuck it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that big of a deal the first time.
Yeah.
Because it really wasn't. Like, it was a big settlement and he lost money, but it was just money. Like, he didn't really care.
I'd be like, send me to jail. Put me in jail for the rest of my life because I made a sneaker.
Right?
Suck my dick.
Yeah, right.
Like, we have way more things in this planet that you need to fucking worry about than me making a shoe that looks like a fucking
It wasn't about
cigarette.
putting him in jail. They weren't going to put him in. It was just about money. It was about.
I'd be like, yo, you're not getting a dime. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like when people are like, oh, yeah, this, like, then don't do it. They're like, well, I will get sued. Sue me. You're not gonna. I'm worthless. I have no money. You're gonna get nothing.
Saying sue me to people.
Yeah, sue me.
And knowing that they'll get nothing if they win.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a great feeling.
Even if you win, I'm still not paying you. Put me in jail. I want to be in jail for the rest of my life because I didn't pay you because I tried to better myself as a human.
Right.
Like, and then you're gonna live the rest of your life knowing that you put a man away for jail for a $15 thing. Like, like I'll go that far. I'll prove a point. Like, I don't give a shit. Sue me. Yeah. No, your merch and your shows are really like cool. I actually have a handgun shirt. I think it's like a bright blue shirt from a thrift shop, and there's like a kitten on it or a handguns logo. It's super cool. I love the idea.
Yeah. It's just. It also, like I said, to me, it's like it's swag. It's also swag too. Like how else you going to get a handguns Ralph Lauren? Like what? Like,
did you see the guy on Insta? Not Instagram.
Unofficial mashup.
What is it on YouTube? No, Netflix. And his whole store is just bootlegged, faked items. He's like a fat dude, and he wears jean overalls, and he just like buys fake Gucci and fake items. He'll go to thrift shops and find like toys or old school stuff, and he resells it in his like pawn shop. And it's all like he has real ones, and then he has knockoffs, or like an old school Dale Earnhardt shirt from the '90s. He'll fucking find it, and people will pay like $80 for that T-shirt because it doesn't exist anymore.
I know the T-shirt game is crazy.
I love, dude. My T-shirt collection is fucking out of control. Like, I literally have a closet, top shelf T-shirts. We had to build a second row, bottom all. I have 4 drawers filled with T-shirts, and then I have no more room for it. So I have 6 piles.
For the past 10 years of my life, I've dwindled my T-shirts. Every time my friends will come over, bands will be on tour, people I'd be in bands with. Like,
I can't get rid of them.
I had to. I had too many, and they weren't like. I used to think I can't get rid of them, but it's just like it becomes about space for me because I don't want to like. I like new things too, and I like to get rid of it. And part of me likes knowing that someone else has it and they know it came from me.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's cool too. Like, I like that. Like, a part of me lives.
I sold a bunch of them.
Kind of weird, but
I sold a bunch in a yard sale. But the only, like, right now, most of the shirts I own are either pro wrestling or local bands.
I keep something that means something deeply sentimental. Like, me and my buddy went to a wrestling show a long time ago for GBW down in Hanover. It was a random wrestling thing, and I bought a GBW shirt.
Nice.
So, like, that. Can't get rid of that. Certain handgun shirts I won't get rid of. But, like, I don't have every handgun shirt ever. That'd be crazy. That would be way too many. Like, I wish I had saved everyone, but honestly, part of me doesn't. Like, that would just be bins sitting in my basement. For what reason? Knowing that somebody else in this world is a fan of the band and will get so much joy out of that shirt, and that it's festering in my basement bothers me.
I gave away a shirt today.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if I know I have a shirt that you think is dope and I'm wearing it, know that you can offer me money and I'll sell it to you off my back.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Like, I've done it, and people have seen me do it multiple times. Because if you come up to me and you're willing to be like, "Yo, I really like that shirt. I'll buy it from you," I don't have it in me to say no. I'm like, "How much?" I'm gonna try and hit you for a lick, depending on the sentimental value it has to me.
Yeah.
Like, how much do I? You know what I mean? It's gonna be. I don't care what it's worth. I care what it's worth to me.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's this. I'll give it to you. Give me the shirt off your back. Sometimes, depending on the shirt, I might just make you trade me. Even if it doesn't fit me, I might just make you trade me because I'll put on your tiny shirt.
Here's a crazy shirt / wrestling story. So I went to a wrestling show, and I'm a big fan of the Blue Meanie. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Big fat dude with the anywhere like BWO. Went to a show. All he had left in his BWO shirts were mediums. And I'm like, my fat ass is never fitting in a medium, but I want to support you because you're a guy who literally went from Madison Square Garden to a gym in Pottsville, and I'm happy you're here. So I'll buy your shirt and it's autographed for me. So I did, which I'm not a big autograph guy either. But I got it done. years later, which is like a couple months ago, the Blue Meanie's back in our area doing a show. And this wrestler I'm a fan of, his name is Fox Vineyard. And he's like this fucking jack dude, and he paints his face. He's cool as fuck. And he was going to tag with the Blue Meanie. And he put a post on Facebook like, hey, does anyone have a BWO shirt? I want to be like an honorary BWO member that night. And I go, I do, but it's a medium. And he goes, fuck. I said, dude, you can take this shirt, you can cut it like and make it like a poncho style shirt. Whatever you have to do. The only thing I ask is, when the night's over, give me the shirt back. And he goes, deal. So I brought it, and this dude is fucking jacked. He's a big boy. He cut the one sleeve off and somehow fit his body into this BWO shirt. Wrestled with it, like was with the Blue Meanie, got photos with him. Then at the very end, he took it off, and he wiped all of his sweat on it and threw it at me from the ring, and I still have it. And then as he was leaving, I was like, dude, put your name on it. He goes, you want me to autograph your Blue Meanie autograph? I'm like, yeah, because you tagged with him. Like, you just made the shirt more cool. Yeah. I won't wash it. Like, because it has his makeup on it and stuff. Yeah. It's fucking dope as shit. Like, I love shit like that. Yeah. Like a shirt I bought 10 years ago came back and
that's
it
rad.
had use.
That's
yeah.
super rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that rocks.
Mm-hmm. And I'm a huge fucking nerd when it comes to like wrestling and video games and weird stuff.
We have some, so you'll see. I don't want to spoil the surprise because it's I don't want to blow up our spot. You know what I mean? You know what it is. But there's going to be a spot that we're doing on the Handguns tour that we're doing a tour at the Queers, and there's going to be some wrestling.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Our set.
Did you see what probably it was on social media?
Me and RJ are training for it. I'll say that. RJ's coming on the tour with us, and he's going to do it with me, but we're not going to say. We're going to say what it is.
Cool.
It's going to be sick.
When
you see it, you're going to be like,
is it going to be
holy
where you're going to be? Where's is it a show in Pennsylvania or is it somewhere?
No, the first one's in Kentucky. We're going to get great video of it, though. I'm trying to roll with a professional videographer because
you should tell this RJ dude to hit me up.
I will. I'll come up here and do it with you sometime with him. We can come and do it again together.
Well, even if he wants to call in. So I do this thing on our wrestling show where
I'm saying he comes down here and trains me all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Because I would love to do it.
With the wrestling show, I like to do like interviews of guys and like, you know, your history.
Shout out Jose.
The history of like how you
always
got into
hops
business.
on there. That's my homie Jose Delgado from Warped Tour.
Oh, what's up, man?
He's one of the crew members of Warped. He was one of the crew chiefs for the setup crew.
From Warped Tour?
Yeah, he's the homie.
What's up, brother? Go check out our stuff. But yeah, we'll get here. We'll get close to the wrap up here. But
will you do an hour?
About that, I just kind of feel it out. I don't want to keep you all day.
I want to do a long style one though, where we drink maybe. Because if you get me drinking, the stories will never stop.
Yeah, but I don't want to also enable and do bad things.
It's not enabling. If I'm here drinking, I have more willpower than entire armies, dude. I made all these sugar cookies today, and I did not have a lick of the spoon. You don't even know. I made sugar cookies, a double batch of sugar cookies, and a double batch of chocolate chip cookies. No, you don't understand about cookie dough in my house growing up. You don't understand.
I'm really excited to try it.
It was a war between me and my brother and my dad and my mom. And we would always run in and try and steal bits of cookie dough out of the bowl while she was trying to mix it. She would smack our hands with a wooden spoon. She was not joking because she was making them for somebody and there needed to be enough, right?
Yeah.
But we were not joking either. We needed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like some raw cookie dough that's some good. And I did not have any of it.
It's pretty cool to see.
And I wanted it so bad. I wanted to put it on a spoon and get it real hot and then get a syringe and smack my vein until it pops and then stick that shit right in there and live under a bridge and be like, suck your dick for some cookie dough. That's what I wanted to be like. That's how badly I wanted it.
I don't think cookie dough's that hard to find.
Yo.
We could have got
suck Cookie Monster's dick.
I like it. I like how like your parents go to a lot of your shows too and show that support. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, they're the best.
I haven't talked to your parents yet. Like I wanted to, but
you should have my dad on here.
Yeah, your dad's a musician as well, right?
My dad is not a musician. People think that he's a writer and a preacher.
Really,
so,
preacher?
Yeah, he's a preacher. That's why I should have him on here.
I've had. Well, I have a weird view on religion, but I'm very open minded. I used to be.
He's got an open mind. He's not.
Yeah.
A dick.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm down to have him whenever he wants. Maybe we'll do another one where you come back and you meet and your dad.
Since you said that and you asked if my dad was a musician, I'll play this for you real quick.
Well, he wrote a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll play it right now. In 1983, he started writing a song in 1983 about the town of Glenham, South Dakota, and the last two remaining bars in the town burned down. They were the last remaining businesses in the town, and he realized something, and that something is that when a South Dakota town goes from a ghost town or a farm town into a ghost town, the last business to leave town is never the church. It's the bar.
Yeah.
He's a pastor, and he wrote that. So he's got an open mind. He's also got a dark sense of. He's been through a lot of shit in his life. He wasn't a Christian his whole life. He'll talk to you about it. He's got a testimony. He was a extreme alcoholic well through college up till he met my mom.
Wow.
So yeah, he's got funny stories. He'll tell you though. I don't want to ruin him.
Yeah, that'd be
He's
cool.
gonna come on
I'd
here.
100% do that.
But he started writing this song, and then maybe about a month ago he told me about it, and he pulled the lyrics out, and it's almost, it makes me cry and choke up because it's
Deep.
so weird. That's just so weird, dude. Like, I'll show you. There'll be a picture of the lyric sheet. I don't know if do I have it in here. I might have it in here still. Let me look. Sometimes I think I have it in here. Sometimes I pull it, put stuff other places, and then I lose it. It's like he left. It's like he started writing lyrics, and then he left space in between where he knew his son was going to write lyrics. 40 years later, when he's apparently I hid $10 for myself too. That rocks.
I do that too. I hide money. In
I do
certain,
too.
Yeah.
all the time.
And then you're like, fuck. You know what? Funny? I actually had $5 hidden in my wallet, and I didn't know I had it. And we were leaving Walmart one night, and there was a black lady, and she's like, "Hey, can you help me out? Anything you have?" And I was like, "I have no cash on
Putting
me."
this back in my wallet, so the next time I see someone, I can just give them that 10.
And I did. I gave the
I
lady
didn't
the
even know,
$5.
I didn't even know it was
Yeah.
there. So what's it matter? It's not mine. It belongs to God.
I like
the
it.
universe.
It's the universe, yeah.
Or God, or whatever you want to call it, or a giant taco that shits ice cream. If you like South Park, remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's what God is. Maybe God's just a taco that shits ice cream. Whatever. Hold on.
If ice cream, if would you eat shit ice cream? I would.
If God was if a taco shit ice cream and that taco created us, I would eat that ice cream, dude. Are you
probably
kidding?
would.
Of course.
I would eat it too.
I would. If God walked in this room right now and you knew that it was God, the creator of all, and he shat on this table and said, "Eat it," you wouldn't eat it. I'd eat it. Give me a spoon. God, literal God, and you know it's God. All doubt has left your mind. You're like, that's God. You just know whatever it comes in as looking like. I say it because it's not a him. That's some horse shit that a guy wrote in the Bible so he could try and get money and control bitches.
Yeah.
And I say,
You just headbutted the table.
and I say bitches because men are dogs.
Yeah.
And I think people are animals.
We all are all animals.
So
what are you looking for?
My picks.
Oh.
I don't think.
You dropped like 15 of them.
I don't think saying bitch is a. It's just if you use it in a derogatory way, but men
Yeah.
are dogs.
We are dogs.
And that's why I think that was written into the Bible. Weird things about controlling women and just money, like tithe and offerings and.
Oh, I noticed the Fat
those weird
Records.
stuff. I love Fat Records.
Eddie used to wear a hat, like almost
Rec hat, yeah.
for like 8 years. He still
So back
wears
to
it.
the song I was talking about before I dropped all my stuff all over the ground. I'm just OCD and it really bothered me. I would look down there the whole time and not pay attention.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, my things.
we don't have structure here. We just go for it.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah.
But so back to what I was saying. My dad started writing this song. He wrote lyrics throughout the song, and I filled in a bunch of the blanks. So it goes back and forth between lyrics that are by him, lyrics that are by me. When the official release comes out, or maybe sometime after that, I'll have a one-of-one canvas that'll be for sale, and I'm gonna write the lyrics that I wrote, and I'm gonna make him write the lyrics he wrote on it. And there's also going to be liner notes where it'll be highlighted or written so you know who wrote what, because I think that's cool. Mm-hmm. And the song's called Take It Away. The two old bars where the townies would sit to get wet and whistle. Burnt to the ground in a blaze last night, taking most of Main Street. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. Dead men's bones, empty storefronts. Bell ran dry because of the drunks, and they chained up the church because of the nuns. But blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be thy holy name. Oh, blessed be the name of the Lord. Oh, blessed be thy holy name. And in the old pews where the crows would roost to gossip and giggle, sold off one by one in an auction to pay the debt. After the last twister passed through, pastor said the roof was torn to shreds. And the only thing remaining was a rotten tractor next to an old wood shed. Well, blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be thy holy name. Blessed be thy name of the Lord. But the church will have to burn before the bar will chain its doors. Cause what the Lord giveth, he taketh away. 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 Oh, blessed be the name of the Lord. But the church will have to burn, for the bar will chain its doors. I wrote the hook. He wrote pretty much the notes of the story about the bars burning down, the concept behind it. He wrote the line, dead men's bones, empty storefronts. This was just like lines he wrote on paper, like random bits of poetry. And then the whole, what the Lord giveth, he taketh away. Obviously, he didn't write that. That's in the Bible. So really,
No, I like the lyrics a lot. I do.
I really like some biblical references. I get down with them because if you sing them in a different way and you sing them in a different context, they can be real cool. Like I talked about Kid Quit. We have a song coming out, and this is some unreleased stuff, but it's got the I shall not be moved, just like a tree planted by the water. Do you know that song? I shall not be moved. It's like an old religious song.
Yeah, old hymn.
Yeah, it's like an old hymn. Yeah, so we just have the
have
the I shall not be moved part basically.
Yeah,
and Johnny Cash actually covers that song because he did a lot. He was obviously he was very religious.
Yeah, Ray Charles do that too. Ray Charles was. You ever see the South Park episode Plus 44 or not Plus 44? What was it? Faith Plus One or whatever.
Yes,
where they would just take gospel songs and change.
So my dad told me about this guy.
That's what Ray Charles used to do.
Way back in the day. I'm talking about like 12. Man, he can probably tell you. I forget the name and I forget the year. It's like I'm talking about 1300s, 1400s. All right, dude took church songs and would go sing them at the bar. Or no, he went. I'm saying it backwards. He took bar songs. A lot of church hymns are bar songs with Christian lyrics.
Yeah.
The original version of that song is about drinking, like Amazing Grace and things like that. Like a lot of those old church hymns, he literally did Faith Plus One.
Yeah.
He took at that time what were the songs they were playing in the bar. My dad told me this. I'm like, are you telling me there was a 1492 actual Faith Plus One?
Yeah.
And he said, yes. He said, what's Faith Plus One? And I told him, he said, yes. That's the same exact concept. He took the songs they were playing in the bar, and I said, and he went around rapping about God. I'm like, you're telling me he was the first Christian rapper? I thought that was funny, too.
Yeah.
Like, technically the first Christian rapper because it wasn't his song. It wasn't his beat. It was a sample.
Yeah.
It was somebody else's beat or song
I
or
love
music, right? He's the first Christian rapper.
I want to go to an Irish pub so bad in Ireland and just hear
They're
people
like Irish, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if you go over there and you know Christian songs from over here, you'll be like, wait a second. What's this song? What are they singing about? There's also a Mozart song about licking asshole. I want you to know that. That's a rare fact. Look that one up. There's lyrics to Mozart songs, not all lyrics to every lyrics to every song gets sung in classical music. There's lyrics to the song, but they're not being sung.
That's
I
weird.
don't know if you know that. It's like the poetry in the song. Apparently there's one, and there's other ones that he had about really perverted weird stuff. Like, but he had one about eating butthole.
Wow,
that was real funny.
Mozart was getting it in.
Some classical music. Apparently, apparently rockers were always weirdos.
Yeah,
eating buttholes, I guess.
All right. Well, anything in the future? What can we look out for you? Where can we follow? You talked about a lot of your stuff earlier, like your band camps and stuff. All the links of everything we talked about, I'll have Jake sent to me, and it'll all be below to check it out. Or Jacob, you can check it out below, and just we put away here.
I just put that away, and I got to get this out because I take pictures. I am a solo artist now. Like, I'm in Handguns, but my full-time job is Jacob Daniel Langley. So if anybody that's watching this wants to book me or have me play anywhere with my acoustic guitar, I'll do that. But part of the reason I'm pulling this out is because I got to take a picture because I
100%.
have a camera. Like I don't have
got-
a person. You know, we got that, but this
Yeah.
is like this will look like it was taken in 1993.
I like
we don't
it.
get to look.
Mahantongo.
We're going to do one of these, so it'll look real bad and it'll be sick.
I like it.
Oh yeah, no wait, hold on. He's not even in it. Anthony's not even in it. You're in it. You're in the middle of it.
I'll move in a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna block you out though. 1993 selfie where you have to check it out before you do
where
it.
It's got my dude. This rocks. This looks like old me. There's my face. I can actually. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I'm not even trying to be cocky or weird. Like I've done such a self transformation that like I look back. I didn't see my like I've been this skinny when I was in high school, not high school, but like middle school and
Yeah.
elementary. Like I was littler and my face wasn't as round, right? But like I haven't seen my adult jawline until recently. But this rocks. This looks like me. I look fat in that picture. That rules. I like it. I'm gonna post that one.
That's awesome.
Here I am. It's me again.
All right, well that'll do it for interviews with everyday people. Thank you so much.
Well, wait, you said he was a big Handguns fan. You got any questions at all that you'd ever, anything? Even if it's weird, even if it's personal, even if it's strange, even if you think you wouldn't want to answer it, those are the best ones.
Yeah.
Like, what inspired you to like actually start like get up and moving and like actually?
So
Heather, we're gonna do it
that's a very real question. Existential dread. I'm constantly worried I'm going to die, and the reason I'm constantly worried I'm going to die is because at a young age, there's a song in the Handguns record about it. The first girl that I ever like loved or felt romantic feelings for at a very young age, maybe 6 or 7, kiss on the cheek type thing. You know what I mean? It was my mom's friend's daughter. The summer before 8th grade was murdered. She was shot in the chest. So very young, I realized we could all die like tomorrow, all of us. That's not promised. I'm about to go do, and this is the other thing. I'm about to go do one of the most dangerous things you could possibly do, and that we all do all the time. We never think about, and that's drive a vehicle. You know what I mean? We all say be safe. You know what I mean? Because it's just ingrained in us to say that. Why do we all say that? Because we know. We don't want to think about it, but we know in the back of our mind, like that's dangerous. Like there's a lot of things that can go wrong driving a car. So I don't want to be driving my car to or fro from a job that just made me think about killing myself for 8 hours with or without money in my pocket. That doesn't matter to me. That's because I had the money in my pocket and I tried to kill myself. Like I had a job and I went down that road. This was before I was in a band. So honestly, I would say existential dread and an attempted suicide. Because I was like, you know what? Enough's enough. This is either going to work or I am going to off myself. And then I realized, wait, you can just make it work. Like, if you want to be in a band or you want to be an artist, you can make... What do you need to live in your car? How much money do you need to live in your car? I know living in your car doesn't sound very fucking appealing, but if you're going to tour, you're living in your car, right? Get in your car and start playing shows. If you can make $100 to $200 a day, you're making more income than most of the people you went to high school with. How do you make that money? You can busk. You can stand on the street corner. You can walk up to people in malls and be like, hey, I'm a musician from Pennsylvania. You can say this while standing in South Carolina. And they can literally, you can prove you're not lying. I've had people be like, show me your Facebook. Because they want to know you're not a crackhead. But once they figure that out, they're like, yeah, here's $20. Mm-hmm. You can find the money. Because that's what it takes, right? To like actually step out there. That's what everyone's worried about, right? Paying your bills. You can get them. You can get the bills paid. Why? Because hungry bears always find food. Always. Mm-hmm. If the rent has to get paid with the art will pay the rent. I don't know how else to put it. Because if it has to, it will. And you won't sit around waiting for it. You won't sit around going, I hope the art pays the rent. You'll go, nope. We're going to get a gig this weekend. Or you know what I mean? Like, we're finding shows. We're going on tour. We're doing this. I'm going to hustle shirts. I'm going to hustle CDs.
That's
I'm going to do whatever I can.
It's the hustle. You're not sitting back waiting for someone to give you something. You're going out and getting it. And that's good.
When I started this band... Well, I say this band when I started playing in bands. I would say I was not as, I guess. No, I obviously wasn't as talented musically, but I wasn't as like a go get 'em because I didn't really get it. I didn't get that how easy it was to book a show, how easy it was to put a tour together. Part of that became a kind of I'm just trying to fully answer your question. Part of what inspired me too was getting involved in local music because I realized this show that's happening at Strikers, a very similar version of it is probably happening a bunch of other places on this very same night all over this country. All we got to do is hit up those people and say, hey, we're in a band coming through. Can we play? Mm-hmm. It seems that simple, but if you're willing to play anywhere, you can find gigs. And if you're truly willing to just go out there and do it, is that what you want to do? You want to be in a band? Yeah. What instrument do you play?
I play drums mostly.
Don't stop playing drums. Eventually, maybe pick up other instruments because it'll help you write songs. Yeah. But you're the most sought after. You're the most sought after, more than a singer. We can replace singers all day. Any idiot can sing. Love you singers, but the drummer. If the drummer's out there, I have to play that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, we'll shout out Phil because I made you come up and drum during my set. Randomly,
yeah,
and you sounded like toads. Just sounded like shit in the beginning, and then you eventually found it. It eventually worked.
Took him time.
In the beginning, it sounded like balls. I love Phil.
Yeah, I do.
I'd rather be real with Phil than rub his balls. I won't do that.
Yeah,
my friend.
I'm gonna have Noah ask you more questions, but I think I want to do it more on a personal thing. Plus the whole YouTube kid thing. I don't want to get caught.
Yeah.
But we're gonna wrap here, and I'm gonna give you guys a little one-on-one. And I appreciate you coming and supporting his music. I think you guys are gonna have a cool conversation.
He can throw a question in from off camera though. That doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, we did the one, but I kind of want it to be more of an intimate thing, and you know what I mean, like because this platform is different. I don't know. It's weird. I don't want to. But anyway, here's some Churches and Trains. Thank you guys so much. Check out the links below. Go follow Handguns and go see Jake on his solo stuff. He'll probably be in School County a lot, so he'll be around.
February 22nd at the Roundhouse, St. Clair.
Yep.
22nd.
Are you opening for somebody?
Mm-hmm. Japan 4.
Yeah, that's Japan 4 show.
Yeah,
they're good guys. Love them good too. They'll be on the show soon.
Playing that show.
Here we go. Churches and Trains. See you guys soon.
Without medication, can't let my thoughts run wild while I still think I got one, and I care too much about my reputation, and I'm tired of sleeping on this floor. Yeah, I'm tired of sleeping on this floor.